Sit down for this one. You're gonna want to hear this. Kamp and Koral are two relatively innocent words on their own, but when combined, result in immediate frowns from people all over the world. And hey, it's no surprise that people aren't happy about SpongeBob spin-off series. A lot of the complaints are entirely within reason, especially when it comes to Nickelodeon just expanding their cash cow. This is SpongeBob seen in a whole new CG way that, up until now, seems like it would never happen in a spin-off. It's also aging down the characters, which people aren't really a fan of. However, with the way information spreads on the internet, it's easy for rumors and falsehoods to find themselves trapped in people's minds, and by that point, it's hard to believe in anything else. So many questions surrounding Kamp Koral have floated around, but there's one topic in particular that has the most attention: Stephen Hillenburg and his involvement in the spin-off series. Did he even know there was going to be a camp with younger versions of the characters? What did he personally think of it? Is this really just a simple case of Nick abandoning all his wishes and going through with something he never would have? I'll admit right here and now, it's impossible to have every single answer, but luckily for us, some recent sources have come forward that may give you an entirely new perspective on the situation. One of them is Comic Book Resources, who sat down with the voice actors of SpongeBob and Squidward during an exclusive interview. The biggest point of discussion was Kamp Koral, because no matter which way you look at it, this is something that doesn't happen every day. We've never gotten a SpongeBob prequel until now, and the voice actors are here to reassure some fans who aren't on board with the whole idea. As Kenny explained, the heart of the franchise is that it all goes to character. Character, character, character. And as long as the characters are who they are, and are true to their blueprint, because you don't want cartoon characters to change, really. You don't want SpongeBob to have an arc. After talking about all that, there's a surprising turn in the interview where they talk about the new CG style and even mention the creator. Kenny even admitted that the animation shift to CG initially caught him, some of his fellow cast members, and even series creator Stephen Hillenburg by surprise. Hillenburg and we were a little unsure about the CGI thing too. SpongeBob is such a determinedly 2D classic animated looking show, but their wariness was calmed by the producers of the new series, who were also responsible for the still running original series. They were able to find a way to take that CGI and lend it the same squashy, stretchy, kinetic, the craziness of 2D classic animation. That was a puzzle they worked really hard to figure out, and I think are still learning on Kamp Koral. I think it's fun to have to learn new tricks when you've been doing something for a while, so it doesn't become stale. When we ask ourselves the question, did Stephen Hillenburg know about Kamp Koral? The answer, at least coming from SpongeBob's incredible voice actor, is yes. According to this interview, they didn't know if the CG style would be the right fit. They assumed 2D was still the way to go, but eventually realized that it was in good hands. Moving on from what's learned here, we should probably see what current showrunner Vince Wall has to say. In early February, a fan asked about Hillenburg's involvement in Kamp Koral. Here's the response. Steve was aware it was being developed. Sadly, he did not get to see it completed. I think it would have made him smile. Now, Vincent further expanded on this tweet by revealing that his specific memory of events was hazy. Maybe things were a little out of order, or maybe not. Either way, he shares this heartfelt message for fans. I think everyone should wait and see the episodes before they decide. Steve specifically left us in charge and trusted us to guard his creation to the best of our ability. I do feel Steve would love the KK episodes. We spent many years in animatic rooms learning what made him laugh. SpongeBob board director Brian Morante also commented on the Kamp Koral situation. Steve was around for the start of development of this and involved in the last movie where this spun off from. You still don't have to be excited for this show, but it was made by all the people Steve worked alongside of to make regular SB the last few years. Yeah, he's right. We have to remember that Kamp Koral was a major part to the third SpongeBob movie. This was in development for several years, meaning that Hillenburg was definitely aware of the camp's existence. Even if somehow every single thing up until now was wrong, it's safe to say that at the very least, he knew about the place of Kamp Koral. All of this leads us to another question. Did Hillenburg really like what he was seeing? Honestly, I can't give a definitive answer here because I'm in no position to. What I do know is that there are conflicting opinions. You've probably seen the previous showrunner Paul Tibbitt's tweet who said Hillenburg would have hated this spin-off series. Then again, we also have to remember that Tibbett left the SpongeBob team in 2015, so he might not have been familiar with what was happening behind the scenes or the opinions of people involved. Meanwhile, the current showrunner Waller said that Hillenburg liked what the team was doing with SpongeBob. In that way, Kamp Koral was in good hands. But again, I can't confirm or deny specific details because there's stuff within the timeline that we have no way of knowing. My point to this video is that based on these sources, SpongeBob's original creator did know about Kamp Koral. His personal thoughts on everything are still a mystery, and no, they can't really be explained by a few out-of-context quotes from a bunch of years ago. At the end of the day, you have the choice of either watching Kamp Koral or just completely ignoring it, and both options are okay. Just please, don't believe every single passing comment you read about the situation, because there's a lot to this story that we don't know. But anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.